right up there.
Look at that. Over the years, I thought about this place often. I hadn't been back except to deer hunt just a few times.
Pretty nice water bottles.
I'd been in here several times with my brother-in-law, with my nephew, and my grandson. My dad had started me taking me back in here when I was just a little bitty guy, maybe 6, 7 years old. There was 2 places I'd like to share and show you guys. One was from when I was a little kid. The other was when I packed in with some other guys.
Bet a guy do that every day, he'd get pretty good at it. That's a one-man diamond. All right, come on. Dadgummit, come here, fatso. Oh, you're getting fatter.
The trail out here always brings back memories. I remember those big rock steps and thinking, man, can this horse do that? First time I was riding double behind my brother-in-law. I think it was the following year that I rode a roan gelding we call Poco. He would go anywhere. He was better or just as good as any of these mules I got. I'd planned on going up the river first, but because of all the hikers on the CDT trail, I decided to go this way and then come across to the river.
Changed my mind. I'm gonna go to this first place I remember from when I was a kid. First, because I think once I get off this trail, I won't run into any of those hikers. Not that it's a big deal if I do run into them. I mean, it's not like the dogs are gonna bother them much, I don't think. I hope not. Anyway, this is a place I found early in the 80s. I always wanted to go back, and I haven't been back. Well, I rode by it one time. I didn't go down into the canyon. So, let's go see what we can find. It's beautiful country, beautiful country.
I was riding beautiful Brenda and packing ruthless Ruth. Now, me and beautiful Brenda have had some issues, but she is a borrowed mule. I don't own her, so she does all right.
Right there, and then right over there. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, we had a guy that we packed in here, we brought in named Bill Wiley, and I remember we were riding by on the trail. My dad was in front, and Bill was, I might have been in the back, and Bill was behind him. And then we stopped right up there, and my dad turned around and looked at Bill and said, "You want to go?" But we were deer hunting. Bill had a deer tag. My dad said, "You want to go back there and shoot that buck on the side of that hill?" And that buck was right there on the side of that hill, right there. And Bill Wiley laid his gun right across that log right there that's still there. I'm 62 years old, so I was about 10 or 11. Brings back lots of memories. This area right here. First time I ever came out on my own, by myself, was right up here. I deer hunted for a week up here by myself. I was riding a horse called Hugcap. Called him Huggy. He was a good horse. He was as good as one of these mules. I rode him all over this country. Ended up shooting a little old spike buck, mule deer buck. Packed him out, and then I did that on the second or third day I was up here. It was my birthday when I killed him, and it was real cold. It was at the end of November, and I stayed for another 3 days and just rode. Stayed in a little old pup tent, a little old nylon tent. Oh, I didn't have much for gear back then, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. What do they say? Just a dying breed. Lots of these backpackers, though, these through hikers, I have a lot of respect for them. Man, they're tough. Almost as tough as beautiful Brenda. I got another story right up here. I'd almost forgot about it when me and my brother-in-law were up here. I'll show you right up here in a little while. right here is where we found them. Oh, they were coming down this trail right here. It was a big family. There was probably like 6 or 7 of them. And they had these big backpacks. And they had coolers. They were carrying coolers between them. Me and my brother-in-law were coming out. We were deer hunting. We got to talking to them. So where are you going? They said, we don't know. We've never been here before. I said, man, it's a long ways in. And they were wore out. So we started helping them. We helped them get their stuff to the top of this mountain right here. Helped them kind of set up their camp. And then we would haul water back and forth for them. They had the biggest jug of Presidente whiskey you ever seen in your life. They were from Mexico. It was a Hispanic family. They had this big old jug of Presidente. I never will forget. Me and my brother-in-law would go in, we'd hunt all day, and we'd come out and we'd make a detour and go right up to their camp. We'd ask them if they needed us to bring anything in, because we were just camping down below. We had actually built a big old tent out of tarps and 2x4s that he had left over from building his house. And of course, we like to drink that Presidente, and we'd ride out of here just cross-eyed, really. But it was a good trip, and it was cold. I mean, it was winter time. My brother-in-law ended up shooting a buck that year. I don't think those people, they were hunting deer. They never got anything.
This is the Gila Wilderness. Frank Pooler, the district forester, signed the recreational plan on June 3rd, 1924, thereby designating the first official wilderness in the world. This is a roadless area. You're not allowed to drive or ride buggies or motorcycles or anything through here. It's the home of Geronimo, Ben Lilly, Nat Straw, a lot of these old famous guys.
Oh. See, we'll come back to right here. But right now, I got something else I want to go look at up here. It'd be off the main trail. You got to hit like an old cowboy trail. My dad showed me how to get back in there years ago. There's something that's pretty cool. If I can still locate it. There's several of these little forked canyons that drop down into the big canyon. I think there's a spring. I'm not real sure. And then there's an old pond over here too. If either one of them have water, I might just spend the night back in here. I don't know. And then tomorrow, pack out to the other side. See what I find over there. That's where back off over there is where the main thing is. If I remember correctly, the way the guy talked about it, it's pretty cool. We'll just have to see. Somebody's come through here and marked this trail. I wonder why. When we came through here, there was no, this is a trail me and my dad built. I say we built it. We beat it out because we traveled it, and we got screwed up from time to time and would make the wrong choice because there was just, it was just different ways to go. But now somebody's got it marked for some reason. And they do have it marked pretty good though. That's the way I used to go right there, but they got it going this way. I'll see where it heads. You missed it somewhere. But I can find my own way up through here. I think. I hope. I gotta put this camera down. Mule's fighting me a little bit. We found our way up, but that trail just petered out. I took a wrong turn or something, so we had to bushwhack. But I think I know where I want to go. We're gonna head off over. We're gonna head off over into there. There's some breaks that drop down into the canyon, and we'll ride those breaks across. The big bluffs over there on the other side, that's on the other side of a big canyon. I don't think there's any way to get down into it, but I really don't want to anyway. So we'll ride right along the top of this little rim here. There's been people back in here. I see footprints. Huh. Wonder what they're hunting or what they're doing back in here. My secret spot. Ah, here we go. There used to be some water down in here. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know. Looks pretty dry to me. But who knows? Maybe. Water. It's dry. Unless that's it right there. There it is. Ha! I remembered it. I remembered correctly. Well, let me see what time it is. We'll decide whether we're going to camp or not, because we do have water here. I don't need water for myself. I need water for those dogs and for these mules. Mainly the dogs. Never noticed Brenda to do a lot of drinking. Looks like a bear den to me. Hope there's not a bear in there right now. This is what I remember from when I was a kid. There was these little cave holes and things all over the place. I don't remember any petroglyphs, but I found a, what do they call it? Matanza or something? It's where they grind the corn in the rock. It was one of those rock. Can't remember exactly where, but it was under a bluff. I know that. Let's look at this. I don't know why a guy couldn't hide out in here. Throw your bedroll down right here. Natural shelter. Maybe level it out a little bit, but that wouldn't be that hard. Pretty cool. I'll walk on down on the edge down there, see if I can find anything that looks familiar to me. Mules are tied up good. Shouldn't have to worry about them. Dogs are watered, which is good. No, don't get off of there, guys. You'll fall down. Hey, get over here. Ding dongs. No, come on, Bonnie. It's a long way down. I'll come up on the high side up here. Walk through these bluffs over here. Jeez. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, Iris. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You go right up there. I see two big caves over there. I'm gonna climb up there and look. That's pretty cool. Somebody put that wood in here. Wouldn't this be cool? Talk about a place to hide out. Man. I'll go crawl around, see if I can find any more evidence. I mean, this wood here, of course, I don't know how to tell how long it's been in here, but I know there's been a lot of fires in here over the past. Now, there's really no trail to speak of to get in here. I just remember it from when I was a kid. And when I say a kid, well, I brought my brother-in-law in here to hunt, and we didn't climb around in these rocks though. We just rode the tops and glassed. That was back in, it had to be the 1990s, early 90s, late 90s maybe, I can't remember. And then prior to that, my dad brought me up in here. And then one year I brought Huggy, and I came in here by myself. But one year I backpacked, and I camped down at that pond, and I missed the pond this time. I don't know how I missed it. I just rode by it. And I camped down there, and I remember I put a hammock up between a tree because I'd seen somewhere people slept in hammocks. Worst night's sleep I ever had. And then I had a real cheap sleeping bag, and I was trying to zip it up, and I broke the zipper. And this was in November, and it was getting cold. And I remember trying to sleep in that hammock, and I mean, most uncomfortable and cold, cold, cold. It didn't. These hammocks nowadays have like an insulation blanket underneath them or something. That thing was just a cheap nylon hammock. I remember sleeping on the ground and pulling that sleeping bag underneath me like that and sleeping like that. And then when the sun came up, I climbed up on the side of the hill, just like a lizard, just laid there in the sun, warmed up. But then I hiked back up in here, and I think that's when I found that rock, the Matanza, and some Indian stuff when I was on Huggy. Because I remember tying him up like I did the mules here, and I climbed around, I think. It's been a long time. This is 2024, so that was in the 80s? That's a long time ago. 40 something years ago. What do you think, Iris? Why don't you go find me something interesting to show these people? Probably a fox. They jumped out of there. It's too early for me to set up camp, so I think I'll just ride up and over and get down to the river. It'd be nice to camp by the river tonight. Pretty good ride. It'd probably take me a few hours to get there, but those mules are pretty high. Brenda's really, really wanting to go. Time we top out over the top of the pass, she won't be so eager to go anymore. She'll be a little more tired. All right, here we go, guys. This is the next canyon over. Only been 45 years. I don't know what's wrong with my memory. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. I want to camp at the river, and then that'll give me tomorrow to find that other place. I think it's pretty cool. And if I don't head out right now, I won't get there before dark. I don't know how many miles it is, but it's a good ways from here. But we can make it. Me and old ruthless Ruth and beautiful Brenda. Right here's the pond. And there's no water in it. Dry. Last, you know, probably the last 4 times I've been here, it's been dry. Lost my pack mule again. Now I turned and went down this trail. I don't even know how far it is, but I think it's a heck of a climb, and then it's just a zigzag drop down into the river. But I want to get to the river tonight. Brenda's kind of mad because we didn't keep going back towards the trailer. She'll be all right. Broke out on top. Now up here somewhere there's a trail that breaks off into the canyon. Takes us down to the west fork of the Gila River. There's still snow up in the high country. A lot further through here than I remember. I got about another 2.5 hours of daylight. I think I'll make it to the river before then. I just hate to set up camp in the dark. It's no fun. I want to be there. But I know when I hit that trail, it's going to be all downhill. Another nice place to camp. If there was water. Ah, here we go. There's the trail going down. Let's read the sign, see how far it is. West Fork, 3 miles. Not bad. It's all downhill. I should be there in an hour. Before dark. That's what I'm talking about. Everything's pretty tired, including me. I met some hikers coming up the trail. Kind of shocked them to see me. But, man, that's 3 miles uphill. There it is. It's got this real steep part to go down here, and then we'll be at water. And got plenty of daylight to set up camp. This will do well. Got some grass for the mules, plenty of firewood for me. River's close, I can haul water. I'm isolated back here. The trail's way back over that way. That way if there's any of those hikers going through, they're not walking through my camp or messing with my dogs. I crossed the river. It'll work. Let's set up a little camp here. Christopher? Antidote of a houndsman. He built me like 6 of these. Put a little carabiner on it, hang it on my saddle. It's a nice little cup. Dip water out of the creek or the spring or whatever. Thank you. Give me some good coals, and I'll put that steak on there. And then I think I'm gonna make me some Mountain House macaroni and cheese. Got everything on charge. Got a jet boil full of water. I'll heat that up, boil it for my mac and cheese, and for my another cup of coffee. And then this charger is pretty nice. I will put a link to the company that sent this to me. They sent it to me over a year ago, and I never did do a review on it. But let me tell you what, this thing holds a charge for a long. I've never had it run out on me. It's got USB ports, cigarette lighter. You can plug it into your truck cigarette lighter and charge it. It's handy. Let's see, I don't even know who makes it. EBL, 330 watts. It's really, really nice, and I feel bad I haven't. They sent it to me for free. Everything, the table is in my, or I have a link for it in Amazon. I bought it on Amazon. It's handy, folds up small. This Olight light, it's amazing. I didn't know they made flashlights like that. Oh, I better start my mac and cheese. Got a plate tonight, no caveman. That's hot. Tell you what, guys, I'm pretty hungry tonight. I ate like 2 eggs and a piece of sausage this morning. I mean, that's all I've had. Oh, I did have a little peanut butter package. Anyway, let me say grace. Amen. That is so good. Macaroni and cheese and ribeye steak cooked on the campfire. And I'm pretty sure I can honestly say that I've never ate macaroni and cheese at the house. But I'm eating it tonight. My dishwashers. Got my pipe, but I bought these cigars. Just let's see. I don't think I know how to smoke cigars. That's pretty good. Not bad.
So what he's saying here is that liberalism, meaning
It's sharp. Sharp, sharp. Tired hound dogs. I'm going to bed. Got everything set. Good night. See you in the morning. Good morning. Good morning, sweetheart. Gets a little cold down in the bottom of this canyon. I think said it was about 30 degrees. I don't know if it was that cold. Make me some coffee. As soon as that sun hits, it'll be warm. Now it says it's 30 degrees and rising. Humidity is 74% and the dew point is 23.5. Got my bedroll rolled up. Brushed my teeth. Washed out my cups. All I got to do is, I'm going to leave most of my stuff here because I'm going to ride up the canyon for a ways. See if I can find where we were before and what I seen on the side of this mountain. Gotta see if I can find it. And then I'll come back and I'm going to go ahead and saddle the mules and I'm going to take them. I'm going to ride them because I got to cross the river. I came on this side of the river and I got to go to the other side of the river. But then I'll come back and put the panniers on the pack saddle and my bedroll and get out of here. So I'm going to saddle up these mules right now. I rode up the canyon a ways. It didn't look familiar to me. My mule's acting like she got into loco weed or something. I can't believe it. I mean, we had a long, hard day yesterday, and she's just up on the muscle and wanting to run, and then when I pull her back, she just fights it. It's taking all the fun out of it, let me tell you. She's never been that way before. I don't know what's wrong with her. Mules are strange creatures, I tell you what. Can't find anything that's hurting on her. I don't know. I gotta finish packing up Ruth. Ruth always acts like an idiot. I'm used to that. Anyway, let me see what I can do.
Well, I didn't find the remote cliff dwellings that I was looking for. But when I got back to the office now, I did a little research, and now I know where they're at. Also, next time you see me, I'm going to be on a new mule. Next video I make will probably be me going to get those new mules. They're a long ways away. Hey, but don't click off yet. I did find a really neat grave out here on the trail.
Look at that. It says, Grudgings. Oh. Grudgings, waylaid and murdered by Tom Wood, October 8th, 1883, age 37. I'm going to make another trip, and I'm going to go straight up the canyon, and I'm going to find those other dwellings. They're up there somewhere. I know, I seen the guy. He came back and said, you won't believe what I found. And I remember him going up the side of the canyon, but there was a whole bunch of us there. And I can't remember exactly the location. But this trip is to be continued next time.